how can we be successful with business emails? Let's first talk about the things that you shouldn't be doing. Number one on the list, most important, biggest mistake everybody makes, emails are too long. If you are on the receiving end of an email and you look at your iPhone and you look at your computer and you see this long email, immediately you mentally flag it that this is something I'm going to get back and look to later. And at best, what you'll do is you might read the first sentence or two to see if anything grabs your attention. And odds are the longer the email is, the more rambling it is and the harder it is to get to the point. And so the length of your email can immediately be something that will turn people off from reading it. The second thing is rambling. What I mean by that is not necessarily even the length, but where you bring up key points in your emails. So often what I'll do in an email that needs to be a little bit longer is I'll create subject header lines and put those in bold, and I'll put bullet points underneath each point so somebody immediately can get to the key points. If you're going to put in a lot of text and your key points of your email are interdispersed throughout, it's very hard for somebody to pick up what's going on, and that rambling will again be something that will make them say, I'll just get around this till later. The third thing is actually being too formal in a business email. We've all gotten these spam-like proposals from different companies that sound very formal. It sounds like somebody in Indonesia or India or China is reading a book on how to write English for the first time and sending us a letter. When I get an email for a business purpose and it sounds too formal, it's a flag that goes up in my head that this is probably someone that doesn't know me at all or is reaching out to me for the first time, and I tend to not read those emails to begin with. The fourth thing is that sometimes people forget actually to make an ask in their email, or it's buried somewhere in the email that you can't find. Again, the purpose of business emails is to build awareness, to get an action or to get a response. And in almost all of those cases, you actually need to make an ask. And if you can't easily identify what the ask is in an email, you're not going to respond to it. Fifth thing, people are too heavy with self-promotion. If I get an email and the first two paragraphs are all about what that person is doing and how great they are and how wonderful their company is, it turns me off. I don't want to read it. And when I see heavy-handed self-promotion in an email, I tend to just glance over it. And the last thing, and the most important that we'll spend an entire set of videos on, are subject lines. No matter how good or how bad your actual email is, if you can't get somebody to open it, then you have no chance of influencing them or persuading them. And so the biggest mistake that we all make with our emails is not putting enough time, attention, and care into those subject lines to make sure that they're interesting, tantalizing, and captivating to make somebody want to open and actually read the email.